Hi Pisces, welcome to AshunasTarot. I went ahead and pre-shuffled and laid out the spread. Thank you so much for everybody who's sent your healing wishes. My hand's a lot better. It's healing, it's sealed, so thank you for that. If you're waiting on a private reading, those were all sent out last night, okay? So make sure to check your inbox. If you would like to book a private reading, the information's in the description box below. So let's go ahead and get started, Pisces. Two of Wands is the general energy coming in. And then followed by the Ace of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Wands in the reverse, Knight of Wands, King of Wands, the World in the reverse, Knight of Swords in the reverse, Six of Swords in the reverse, and then the Devil. It's interesting because we had a couple cards come out already, and I pre-shuffled the whole thing. So what this leads me to believe is that there's some kind of continuation of energy that if it affects one area of your life, like the energy itself or the aftertaste of the energy can also influence other areas of your life. And so that's kind of what I'm picking up like energetic wise with the Knight of Wands, the King of Wands, the Devil, the Six of Swords, and the Knight of Swords, because we've had these cards in the last 3 readings or so. Like these cards have been making an appearance consistently. And again, I pre-shuffle everything, and yeah, so it's interesting because again, it feels like a continuation of that energy, or at least an energy in one area of your life that plays out into other areas of your life. So with the Two of Wands coming out, I feel like this energy is coming in as you've been kind of within your own world for a little while. Like, and this is either a good thing or a bad thing. It can be relative. Okay, when you're kind of like isolated and living in your own world, it can be good in the sense that you're creating the world that you want to live in, okay? Because when we are a part of the matrix, again, like we're going to work or school or a part of a community or something along those lines, or we just have a lot going on in our lives that connects us to the outer world, it's like we can get overstimulated and overwhelmed with all the experiences and all the noise in the world and other people's wants, needs, and the things that they may want from the world. And like sometimes we get influenced, right? It's like we don't even know that was one of our desires, or that was one of our wants or needs. It's like sometimes we just get influenced by society or by the commercialism, and it just gets very loud in the world. So Two of Wands can be good because it means that you might just be in your own inner world, creating and manifesting the things that you do want, and creating your signature energy, your core frequency energy, and not just an energy that is of the world or feels diluted or depleted or influenced in some way by the outer world. Okay, so again, you'll know if this is your situation, you'll know if this is benefiting you or if it's holding you back, because I'm getting 2 different like energies here. One, positive, because you're creating your world as you want to have it, right? So it's like you may spend a lot of time indoors. You may spend a lot of time doing your own thing, doing your own self-care, which again is good because that means that you're manifesting, you're investing into yourself, and you're creating the world that you want to live in, not just plugging yourself into the matrix and getting whatever is handed to you. But on the other side, and you'll know if this is you, like you'll know if this is positive or negative for you. On the other side, it can also feel like you're an outsider and kind of looking from the outside in and not feeling like you're a part of your world, or not even feeling connected to your own world. Maybe the people around you, maybe the events, maybe things that you used to like to do, you don't necessarily feel connected to it. It's kind of like everything feels like surface level. You kind of feel like numbed out. Like it's like sometimes there can be so much stimulation and a lot of overwhelming energies that you can completely go numb, right? It's like, what is overstimulation and overwhelming? Is like feeling everything at once so intensely that you get to the next level of that and it's just like pure numbness and not feeling connected to your reality. So again, it has a positive, it also has a negative side. So you'll know how this is affecting you, okay? If this is your reading, because what we have below it is the 9 of Swords and the 7 of Swords. We just had these cards, actually very similar cards, or at least the energy was very similar. So for some of you, this at times creates more anxiety, and you feel like, I don't know if like you feel this energy of deception, like maybe within yourself or maybe people around you. It's like the more you are in your own world, the more you see the world from the outside in, you notice a lot of deceptive energies in people playing out, and that also creates more anxiety within you of, you know, like wanting to interact or integrate with the world or reconnect with the world, yet picking up on all these deceptive underhanded energies that sometimes lead to more anxiety. So it's like you kind of like, so this is actually very specific. It feels like you're being very selective in what you want to invest your energy in, and a lot of things that you're deeming that it's not worth it, and that's why you're staying within. So, okay, that was very specific. Okay, so it's like from this place, I don't know if this is like your home, your safe place, your office, I don't know what this is, but it's like you've created this place that is very familiar to you, very comfortable to you. It's like where you can kind of like detach and re-strategize and reconnect yourself, and kind of view at the world from the outside in, like kind of see how things play out, see how things affect you, right? But at the same time, the more that you do that, you felt more disconnected, and you also notice a lot of deception in the world. And what I'm getting from this energy is like you felt the need to kind of either become more exclusive in who you allow in and what you allow into your world, or maybe just not engaging so much. It's like maybe sometimes, you know, in the past somebody would have said, hey, let's go out to eat, or hey, let's go do this, or let's go hang out, or let's go to this thing, and before you would have said yes just to not sit alone, or just like not doing anything, right? It's like it would have been a very easy yes. And now you hesitate and you think about it a lot. You're like, okay, well, I've created this stability within my energy. I very well from here or in this place, you know, if I'm perceiving a lot of this deceptive energy, why would I engage with it, right? And I don't know what that's doing for you. Because again, for some of you, I pick up it's a good thing. For others of you, I pick up like you're not feeling like it's a good thing. The world is filled with opportunities for adventure, and I welcome them into my life with planned action. Planning your future, making progress, activation, possibilities, the choice between your comfort zone and new adventures. You need to make a choice to really do that thing you want to do or not. Okay, so this is part of like, because I felt guided to read from the book, but this is the way that the energy is being felt. It's like you oftentimes have a choice. Do I want to engage with this or do I not want to engage with this? And oftentimes the choice is coming in as no, okay? 7 of Swords. It's like you're picking up on deceptive energies. You're picking up on the underhanded current and energies and intentions and agendas of people, and you're deciding not to engage with them. It's like, where do I really want to invest my energy, right? And because you're deciding not to engage with them, at the same time, you're feeling like an outsider. You're feeling disconnected from your experience. But it's like you're saving your energy for things that you actually really do want. It's like you're going for those bigger goals rather than those like meaningless goals. Does that make sense? Like that night out may not amount to anything versus you kind of like strategizing, planning, investing your energy, keeping yourself balanced and healthy and with good spiritual hygiene, how much that's going to amount to like in bigger goals and transformations in your life. So you can dream it and envision it, or you can begin to live it. Planning and imagining can have us feeling like the observers of a dream, and our action is the only way to bring that dream to life. So again, this is what I was picking up. It's like you feel like an outsider. You feel like you're in this world, not of this world. You feel like you're kind of observing the world as it happens, but you don't feel like you're playing a part in it. And again, there's many things that you're choosing not to engage in. So it feels like it can go both ways. Like it can be a good thing or a bad thing. So it's time to choose between the wand that's cozily rooted in your place you already know, or that leans into exciting new possibilities. Take a deep breath, because self-initiated change can be scary. The only way to take strides towards your goal is to make your move. Learning that thing, call that contact, make that decision. Non-action won't get you there, and will likely have you feeling the angst of dreaming the dream instead of walking the talk. Use the fire energy of the wands to initiate your shift. Okay, so this is what I'm getting. I'm getting the fact that there's a lot of situations, places, people, circumstances that are not worth your time and energy at this time. And because you're seeing that, because you're seeing the deception, you're seeing the anxiety that could come from that, you're choosing not to engage with those things. But at the same time, on the flip side of that, you're feeling like you're disconnected from your experience and like you're an outsider or kind of like on the sidelines of your own life. So what I'm feeling with this energy, being the general energy, is like you do feel like you have, like not a lot is changing in your life. It's like you may have reached or found a new comfort zone or a new place that is familiar to you, but you don't feel like it's going anywhere, right? It's like you're seeing all the things that you don't want. You're seeing all the energies and the dynamics that you don't want to engage with because it's just not going to be a good investment for your energy. But at the same time, you're feeling like there's some kind of disconnect between the things that you want to achieve at this time and like where you are, like right now. So let's move on because if I stay in that energy, I don't know, it just feels like I'm kind of like it's taking me in circles. Like I can understand the energy and I could see the way that it's being felt. So I don't know, like, do you feel like you're missing out on something? Or do you feel like something should have already happened in your life? Because this energy can go both ways. In a good way, because you're not investing into things that you don't deem are going to be a good investment for your time and your energy. But at the same time, you do feel like you're missing out on life or certain opportunities. Okay, so the way that this is like best put is that you're preferring quality over quantity. So it's like all these little hangouts, all these people that you know are only going to bring anxiety and deception into your life. It's like you're choosing not to do that. But you still have a lot of like fire within you and a lot of willpower to go for the things that you do want. But at the same time, you're like in this in-between place, okay? And so Ace of Swords is coming in. It's like you're receiving some kind of information in the next coming days, okay? This is an ace. This feels like it's for some reason, it's attached to the month of January. Like this Ace of Swords, this Swords energy feels like it's part of like the energy of January. Like a lot of communication, a lot of clarity, a lot of facts, a lot of clear thinking, a lot of it feels like a lot of things are being cleaned out of the way. A lot of debris, a lot of like anything that could have clogged the energy, it's like it's being cleared out in this month of January. But you're realizing that your process and the way that you've been going about like this process is so out of your element. It's like you feel like you're not flowing like a Pisces. You feel like you're not necessarily aligning to things. It's like you feel like you're having to walk this very slow road, right? So instead of fins, you have feet, right? It's like you don't feel like you're fully in your element. It's like you're having to walk this road. You're having to plant these seeds. You have a horse, but you're choosing to walk aside the horse. Meaning that if you like got on the horse and maybe like, I don't know, kind of prompted it to run and go faster in the journey, it's like for some reason you're choosing to walk alongside the horse, to plant the seeds, to take it slow. Again, you've even taken your shoes off and rolled up your pants sleeves, and it's like you're taking a very chill approach because you've walked a really long road. So as I can see here, it's like you have a lot less baggage here than you do here. And in both of these images, which is funny, it's like you would assume she would be on the buffalo, right? I don't know if buffalo run fast. I don't even know if you're supposed to ride a buffalo. I have no idea. But I know you can with a horse. And the horse has a seat on it. Like you could ride that horse. But for some reason, you're choosing to walk alongside. So I don't know why this energy is coming in. I don't know if you've like realized that divine timing is always at play. And like all this passion, all this fire can be very short-lived if it's not aligned with like divine timing. Because your underhanded energy, again, Two of Wands is your general energy. It's like there's a lot of fire here, okay? There's a lot of like, it's not anxiety, but it's like excitement. It's like feeling the need to get things started. I don't know if it's because it's New Year or I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of fire in this energy, okay? Like you're feeling a lot of fire. You're feeling very creative, very entrepreneurial, new ideas. You were wanting to see change. You're wanting to just burn everything down in flames and just like get started and take off, right? Like these are very fast moving energies. The horse, the lion, very fast moving, right? But at the same time, in your journey and what you're noticing on your path is that slow and steady wins the race, and that it's not actually a race, it's a marathon. And you know this better. Like you've been walking a really long road, okay? 10 of Wands, okay? You've packed your bags. You're walking a really long road. You're not even riding the buffalo because the buffalo has to carry all this weight on it already. And you're having to carry all this weight. And it's a long road, right? And here it's like, okay, I got rid of the weight. I'm rolling up my freaking pant sleeves and I'm dumping all this extra weight. And I'm walking alongside my horse because I know that this journey is going to be long. It's more of a marathon than a sprint. And that way, like, because of this realization, there's some kind of shift in the energy here because then we have the World. It's like maybe before the fire used to kind of take hold. So maybe the fire would cause you anxiety. Maybe there would be a fire lit under your butt, like telling you have to take action or things have to get moving. And maybe you used to take action from the fire. But because the World is in the reverse, it feels like that's been a cycle in your life that has not been very successful. I don't know why though. The World in the reverse, taking shortcuts, a need for closure, a need to follow through, staying focused in order to complete an unfinished task, a delay in plans, unmet dreams. Yeah, a delay in plans. Okay, so this is whatever cycle has played out in your life before, where the fire takes over, this entrepreneurial spirit, this like very passionate, driven spirit takes over, and you initiate all these things, but it doesn't necessarily like, it doesn't ever come to like a finish line. It doesn't like, there's nothing that comes from it, like no end goal, maybe. It's like whatever that cycle was did not work out in your favor, okay? Because in the upright, it talks about completion, joy, wholeness, achievement, happy endings, abundance, success, new levels of consciousness, literally traveling the world. So don't slacken your resolve as you glimpse the magic of the end of the long journey, because it's time to follow through with your final steps and complete the cycle. Even in shadow, the world is a positive card that signals bliss, happy endings with positive energy on the way. So there are things that are not worth your energy, time, and investment, okay? But there are major things that you want to go for that are worth your time and investment. And there is some kind of recalibration, new clarity coming in with the Ace of Swords in this month of January about your journey and about where your journey is heading. If you've been praying for guidance, if you've been seeking guidance, that is coming in this month of January, okay? This Ace of Swords is attached to the month of January of 2023. So I'm feeling this like very strongly. So whatever clarity, whatever answers you've been seeking for, Ace of Swords coming in January, okay? You're taking a much more relaxed approach, like slow and steady wins the race, because you've been walking a major like marathon, like really long journey, a lot of weight. You've released a lot of the baggage, you've released a lot of the weight. You're traveling light, but you're still going slow and steady, okay? The fire is there, okay? The entrepreneurial spirit is there. You have a King of Wands in your spread, okay? This feels a lot like your energy, okay? Again, you're a Pisces. I'm not seeing any water here. Actually, we don't have any water here. It's like this is the underlying energy for your reading. And again, this energy, if it's not channeled correctly, it can turn into anxiety, it can turn into stress or anxiousness, right? Because you want to get started, you want to light this fire, you want to take action on those entrepreneurial ideas, you want to go so fast. Again, the horse is wild, the lion is here, and here he's like walking alongside his horse, very slow, very steady. So it's like very different energies and contrasts, but there needs to be some kind of balance between the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the King of Wands, so that this cycle can finally end in a healthy way. Because in the reverse, the world talks about maybe the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands kind of leading your energy and your actions, and sometimes burning out, and maybe like going too fast at things and wanting to see results very fast, and when it doesn't happen, it's like you feel like it wasn't successful. But because of the new energy that you're receiving and the new insight and clarity that you're receiving, you're realizing it's a marathon, not a freaking sprint, and slow and steady wins the race. I don't need to carry all this baggage. I don't need to carry this entire load. I'm actually going to set it free. I'm going to walk barefoot. I'm going to enjoy this journey. I'm going to plant some seeds on my way there. Okay? The energy is still there. The fire is still there. But this is the way that I'm approaching it. Instead of expecting everything to just be there instantaneously, I'm going to walk this journey. I'm going to walk this marathon, this road. Because even though these are the driving energies within me, every time that I let this kind of like take control, we get to this same cycle that doesn't ever get closed or fulfilled, because it needs some kind of balancing. And then Knight of Swords and Six of Swords in the reverse, and then the Devil. Yeah, it's like you just go so fast at something and you start transitioning and transforming, but because of the expectations set forth and because the energy has been imbalanced, some way, somehow it leads you to some kind of cycle, toxic cycle, the Devil and then the World, where you feel like you've been here before and you feel like you've done this before, but for some reason you keep getting the same outcome. And again, I'm feeling that energy of like it's a marathon, not a sprint. Okay? I feel like you've been kind of like timing yourself and your timeline and your success based on the sprint instead of the marathon. And there's some major like information coming in about that. So maybe you have everything right. Like maybe you have all the expectations, all the goals, all of that right, but maybe your time frames or your timelines or your time expectations may be leading you into the world in reverse. So let's go ahead and pull out a few clarifier cards. I don't need a few. I just need to clarify the world in the reverse. Holy Spirit, can you please clarify the world in the reverse? Can you please clarify the world in the reverse? Holy Spirit, can you please clarify the world in the reverse? Okay, so actually this makes perfect sense. Oh my god, this is freaking beautiful. I love when this happens because I can't even describe the energy. Like, I'll spend an entire freaking 5 minutes on one card trying to describe this. Okay, this is what I was feeling with the world. Okay, between the sprint and the marathon. Okay, between feeling all the fire and walking this very slow road of like pentacles, right? Like, fire is fast, pentacles are slow, complete opposites, right? An unfulfilled cycle, the world in the reverse. Okay, so clarify the world in the reverse. The Magician, Two of Cups, and the Emperor. Okay, so between manifesting the world that you want to create and manifesting your goals and dreams into existence, yet the Emperor putting in all the action, like the physical stuff, right? Knight of Pentacles in this case is connected to the Emperor. Okay, and then the King of Wands is connected to the Magician. So look how beautiful this energy balances out. Okay, somewhere in the middle, there's a divine union, Two of Cups, between the Magician and the Emperor. Okay, between sprinting and running and walking this long journey of a marathon. Okay, the Emperor is here for the long wins, okay, for the long runs. Okay, he's here for that long-term success. He's here to implement all the daily habits and have all the consistency and planting all the seeds and doing all the material, daily, mundane stuff to win at this game of chess, okay, to win at this game of life. And the Magician, on the other hand, is very magical. Okay, he's manifesting, he's using his wits, his charms, his energy, everything that he has, all the elements he has at his advantage to manifest these opportunities. And somewhere in the middle, they meet and they form a very beautiful connection. So Pisces, the reason why the world's in the reverse here is because you either get too carried away to the fire in manifestation and all the ethereal magical stuff. And again, you manifest some pretty dope stuff, Pisces. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, you get all the credit for that, especially you, Pisces, okay? And sometimes you're manifesting all these miracles and magical stuff, but then you feel like there's not enough foundation or support or consistency to support that energy to continue. So it's like you might get a lot of momentum and then boom, you manifest a miracle, but then it's like, okay, well, where is the consistency in that? When can I have another miracle? When can things align? And it's like sometimes you carry too much on the magical side, Pisces, and then sometimes you go too much on the mundane side when you turn off your gifts or manifestations and you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna do the daily things and become less overly complicated and more simple. And somewhere in the middle, like between the two, there's a union, and that allows this world to come back into the upright and have a healthy completion to this cycle so that you can move forward successfully. Because I feel like this is the back and forth energy. Okay, you go between the Magician and the Emperor, you go between the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands, between fast and slow, between fire and earth, right? And so somewhere in the middle, you get a very successful outcome. So it's like you already have all the elements that you need to work in your advantage. It's like everything's already here. It's all already laid out for you to work out best case scenario. But your key to ending this cycle in a healthy, constructive way is balancing the magic and the manifestation with the daily like consistency and the daily things that you have to do. And that's going to create a very magical balanced union here. That's all I have, Pisces. If you would like a private reading, the information is in the description box below. Blessings, Pisces. Take care.